Well, guys, it's Monday, which means it's time for the weekend box office report, brought to you by our friends at AMC Theaters. Disney's bear hug at the box office saw The Jungle Book dominating a second straight weekend with $60.8 million and the number one spot. The movie declined only 41% from its opening weekend and left Universal's The Huntsman Winter's War far behind. They debut, a prequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, only took in $20 million for the number 2 spot. Barber Shop, the next cut, took in $10.8 million for the number 3 spot, with Disney also taking the number 4 spot with Zootopia at $6.6 million. The Boss comes in at number 5 with $6 million. Mark, thoughts on this weekend's box office report?
Well, just like a Rubik's Cube, I can get a couple sides, but I never get the entire puzzle solved. I thought, like a lot of us here, The Jungle Book was going to retain the overall number 1 spot because Huntsman Winter's War just did not look like it was posing a threat critically. People were not looking forward to this movie. It didn't seem like there was a lot of audience interest, and the box office reflected that, barely getting over $20 million. We are not seeing another Huntsman movie anytime soon. Sorry, Chris Hemsworth, another swing and a miss outside of the Marvel Universe for you. We hope you can get back on your feet soon with those golden locks. Zootopia, to me, is the shocker because it's a great movie and I really like it, but I just figured that if you're going to see talking animals at the movies this weekend, everybody was going to see Jungle Book, or you didn't really care about that dynamic. So you were going to go see Barber Shop or Batman v Superman or The Boss, but Batman v Superman just continues to disappoint me week after week after week. It cannot overtake Melissa McCarthy, and I don't understand why. I am happy to see The Jungle Book having less than a 50% decline because it deserves it. I'm glad audiences are going to see it, and when you look at the stuff coming out this weekend, I don't know that anything's going to overtake Jungle Book. We could be looking at 3 number 1s in a row. Dennis, what stands out to you about the box office?
Yeah, obviously we all had Jungle Book going number 1. It only dropped, I think, 40%. I think maybe the thing is why Zootopia still is doing well is, at least from my perspective, the Jungle Book is a little darker for some of the younger kids. And I think maybe parents have heard that from critics and other people that have already seen it and known, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't bring my kids to that and I'll bring them to Zootopia again, or maybe they haven't seen it. Huntsman, yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't hate it as much as like other people like yourself or Christian, but I don't understand why they made it, because the first one didn't do extremely well, and it also didn't really get a lot of critics or fans enthusiastic about it, and they made a second one anyways. I gave up on Batman v Superman last week because I had tried to put it in my top 5 I think a week or 2 ago, and it didn't help me in my thing. I did not get all 5 though. I got 3. I swapped The Boss and Zootopia.
That's right. Now, Schnepp, what was the more shocking event this weekend? Batman v Superman not being in the top 5, or the events of the movie Trivia Schmodown?
Probably the movie Trivia Schmodown. It's more shocking. But, you know, revenge is a dish best served ice cold.
Yummy.
Huntsman is the one that's weird for me. I was waiting for the trilogy, so when the third movie came out, I was actually going to go back and see this one, Winter's Wrap-Up, or whatever it's called. But I guess I'm not going to see it, so I'm bummed out. Hemsworth, I guess you stick with the hammer. You don't need the axe. It's not working for you. I'm happy the Jungle Book is number 1. I'm looking forward to probably seeing Barber Shop. And yeah, it isn't a surprise that Batman v Superman is not in the top 5 anymore, because we were just talking about it earlier today, how it just kept dropping. So it was like, oh, this is its 5th week out, and it's not even in the top 5. So
now,
you know.
I'm going to throw 3 movies at you, okay? I'm going to say Ratchet and Clank, I'm going to say Mother's Day, and I'm going to say Keanu. Do you think any of those movies are going to be number 1, or do you think Jungle Book is going to retain its hold?
I have a very sneaky suspicion that Keanu is going to be number 1 next week.
I'm actually right there with you. Now that I think about it,
it's going to take out the Jungle Book. One animal will beat all of those animals, and that is a cat named Keanu. Because I just think it's gonna be something that we all want to see. It seems like all the trailers seem really funny. Key and Peele are amazing. Who doesn't love, like, we watch cat videos every day on on any YouTube channel, any kind of social media. You're watching little cats play. This one's endangered. You know it's not gonna die. There's no way they're gonna let it die. This is not a John Wick situation. It's not happening.
One kitty to rule them all. Dennis, you have Keanu overall number 1?
No, I hate to go against the Oracle over here, but I don't see it. I want it to be, but I mean, I think Jungle Book is going to still retain a big audience, and Keanu, I'm really looking forward to it. I love cats. I love Key and Peele. It's right up my alley. I just don't know how many people else. I know for the junket, they did the junket over the weekend, and they just brought it was all little kittens that looked just like Keanu.
Oh.
Like I don't know if you follow like Roth on Instagram or any of the other people that
Was
went.
that the goodie bag?
No, they didn't take him home, but they just were surrounded by little kittens that looked like Keanu. It was awesome.
Leave it to the dog person to make fun of a couple kitties. So